being moved. I will take the wall of any man or maid of Montagues.
That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall.
True, and therefore women, being the weaker vessels, are ever thrust to the wall.
The quarrels between our masters and us, their men. But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the house of Montague moves me.
To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away.
A dog of that house moves me to stand.
Draw thy tool. Here comes of the house of the Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run.
Fear me not. Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin.
I will frown as I pass by and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare. I shall bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our sides if I say I?
No.
No, sir! I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, sir, I am for you, for I serve as good a man as you.
No better?
Well, sir.
Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better.
You lie.
Come, if you be men. Gregory, remember thy washing blow.
Court fools! Stop with your blows! You know not what you do!
What? Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword or manage to deport these men with me.
What, drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. Have at thee, coward.
Down with the Montagues. Get him killed.
What noise is this? Give me my long sword, oh!
Roger, why call you for a sword?
My sword, I say! Old Montagues come!
Thou villain Capulet, let me go.
Thou shalt not stir up wood to seek a foe. Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace. Will they not hear? What you men, you dogs, on pain of torture from the mighty hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, by thee, old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me. And Montague, come you this afternoon. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who sets this ancient quarrel new approach? Speak, nephew, were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them, in the instant came the fiery Tybalt with the sword prepared.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad am I he was not at this fray.
Madam, early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me and stole into the covert of the wood.
Oh, many a morning hath he there been seen, adding to the clouds more clouds with his deep sighs.
Then private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other friends, but he is his own affection's counselor.
Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as no.
See where he comes, so please you step aside. I'll know of his grievance, or be much denied. Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But news struck 9.
Aye, me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love.
Out
Of love.
Out of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gentle in his view, should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should without eyes see pathways to his will. Or shall we dine? I mean, what fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love, O loving hate, O anything of nothing first created, this love feel I that feel no love in this? Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz I rather weep.
Good heart, and what?
At thy good heart suppression.
Why, such is love's transgression. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along. And if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He's some other where.
Tell me in sadness, who is that you love?
In sadness, cuz, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I supposed you loved.
A right good mark, man, and she's fair I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, is soonest hit.
And in that hit you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Dian's wit, and in strong proof of chastity well armed, from love's weak childish bow she lives uncharmed.
Then she hath sworn that she will still live chaste?
She hath, and in that sparing makes huge waste. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me, forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
So I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
Montague is bound as well as I, in penalty alike. And 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you've lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying o'er what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred are those so early made. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love. And you among the store, one more, most welcome, makes my number more. Come, go with me. Sirrah, go trudge about through fair Verona, find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say my house and welcome on their pleasure stay. Come, go with me.
Find them out whose names are written. Here it is written that the fisher should meddle with his pencil and the painter with his net. But I cannot find what names the writing person here have writ. I must to the learned in good time.
Tut, man, one fire burns out another's burning. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Take thou some new infection to the eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray thee?
For your broken shin.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented and... Good e'en, good fellow.
Betty Goodine. I pray, sir, can you read?
I, mine own fortune in my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without book, but I pray, sir, can you read anything you see?
I, if I know the letters and the language.
You speak honestly. Rest you, Mary.
Stay, fellow, I can read.
Oh!
Signor Martino and his wife and daughter, County Anselm and his beauteous sisters, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, my uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline.
Signor Valencio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena.
A fair assembly, whither should they come?
Up
Whither? To supper?
to our house.
Whose house?
My master's?
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Oh, now I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet. Oh, and if you be not of the house of Montagues, I pray come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At the same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline whom thou so loves. Go thither, and with unattainted eye, compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
One fairer than my love? The all-seeing sun there saw her match since the world first begun.
Tut, you saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid, that I will show you, shining at this feast, and she shall scant show well, that now shows best.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now by my maidenhead, a 12-year-old I bade her come. What lamb, what ladybird, God forbid, where's this girl? What Juliet?
How now, who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me. Thou hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 16.
I'll lay 16 of my teeth. She's not 16. How long is it now till Lammas tide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd of all the days of the year, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 16. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But, as I said, on Lammas Eve at night shall she be 16, that shall she marry, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 13 years, and she was weaned, I never shall forget it, of all the days of the year upon that day. For I had then laid wormwood to my dove, sitting in the sun under the dove-house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua, nay, I do bear a brain. But, as I said, when I did taste the wormwood on the nipple of my dove, and felt it bitter, pretty fool, to see it tetchy and fall out with the dove. And since that time it is 13 years. For then she could stand alone, nay, by the rood she could have run and waddled all about. For even the day before she broke her brow, and then my husband, God be with his soul, was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holy dam, the pretty wretch left crying and said, to see now how a jest shall come about. I warrant it I shall live 1,000 years, I never should forget it. Wilt thou not, Juliet, quoth he? A pretty fool, it stinted, and said
Enough of this, I pray thee hold thy peace.
Yes, madam. Yet I cannot choose but laugh, to think it should leave crying and say And yet I warrant it had upon its brow a bump as big as a young cockerel's stone, a perilous knock, and it cried bitterly. Yea, quoth my husband, fall'st upon thy face, thou wilt fall backward when thou comest to age. Wilt thou not, Jewel? It stinted, and said
And stint thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say I.
Peace I have done, God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Mary! That Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an hour that I dream not of.
An hour? Were not I thine only nurse, I would say thou hadst sucked wisdom from my teat.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady, lady, such a man is all the world. Why, he's a man of wax.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, a flower, in faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every several lineament and see how one another lends content. And what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margins of his eyes. So shall you share all that he doth possess by having him making yourself no less.
No less, nay bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like a Paris, love?
I'll look to like, if looking, liking move.
Madam! The guests are come, supper served up. You called, my young lady asked for? The nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait. I beseech ye follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, girls, seek happy nights to happy days.
What shall this speech be spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
The date is out of such prolixity. Well, let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me the torch, I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground, I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it, should you burden love, too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love! Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in. A visor for a visor. What care I, what curious eye doth quote deformities? Here are the beetle brows shall blush for me.
Come knock and enter, and no sooner in, but every man been taken to his lair.
Let a torch for me. Let wantons light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their heels.
Come, we burn daylight, ho!
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay, we waste our light in vain. Lights by day.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
So did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you.
Queen Mab, what's she?
She is the fairies' midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone, drawn with a team of little atomi athwart men's noses while they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes are made of long spinner's webs, her cover of the wings of grasshoppers, her collar of the moonshine's watery beam. Her wagoner is a small gray-coated fly, not half so big as a little worm. And in this sort, she gallops up and down through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love, or lawyers' fingers, who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips, who dream on kisses straight, which oft the angry Mab with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops to a courtier's nose, then dreams he of smelling out a suit. Sometimes she gallops to a soldier's neck, then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breaches, ambuscados, Spanish blades, of healths 5 fathom deep, and then anon drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and being thus frighted, swears a prayer or two, and sleeps again. This is that very Mab that plaits the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the elf locks in foul sluttish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag that when maids lie on their backs, presses them, and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she.
Peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talkst of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which is as thin a substance as the air and more inconstant than the wind.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives. Some consequence yet hanging in the stars. But he that hath the steerage of my course direct my suit. On, lusty gentlemen!
Strike drum!
Welcome, gentlemen. Ah, my mistresses, which of you all will now deny to dance? She that makes dainty, she I will swear hath corns. Am I come near now? Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day that I have worn a visor and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear, such as would please. 'Tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play. Ah. Juliet. Good.
Give room! And footed girls! More light, you knaves, and quench the fire. The room has grown too hot. Ah! Sirrah! This unlooked for sport comes well!
Nay, sit, good cousin Capulet, for you and I are past our dancing days. How long is it now since last yourself and I were in a mask?
By Our Lady, 30 years.
What, man, 'tis not so much, 'tis not so much. Some 5 and 20 years and then we masked?
'Tis more, 'tis more.
Will you tell me that?
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, has a rich jewel in an Ethiop's here, beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This by his voice should be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy. What? Dares the slave come hither, covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead I hold it not a sin.
Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, hither come in spite, to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz, let him alone. Thou bears him like a portly gentleman. And to say the truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for the wealth of all the town, here in my house, do him disparagement. Therefore be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence, and put off these frowns, an ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What? Goodman boy, I say he shall. Thou too? Am I the master here, or you? You will not endure him. God shall mend my soul. You will make a mutiny among the guests. You will set cock to hoop. You will be the man.
My uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, go to. You are a saucy voice, so indeed you must contrary me. Marry, it is time. Well said, my heart. You are a princox. Go be quiet, or more light, more light. For shame, I will make you quiet. What cheerily, my heart. Go, come with me.
I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitter gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips two blushing pilgrims did ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands, which pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips by thine my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips, oh trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
Oh, what is her mother?
Marry, bachelor. Her mother is the lady of the house. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear Count, my life is my foe's debt.
Away! Be gone! The sport is at the best.
Aye, so I fear the more is my unrest.
Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet towards. Is it e'en so? Why, then I thank you all. I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
I know not.
Go ask his name. If he be married, my grave is like to be my wedded bed.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate, too early seen, unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me, that I must love a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I've learned even now from one I danced withal.
Anon, anon. Come, let's away. The strangers all are gone.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back to earth and find thy center out. Romeo!
My cousin Romeo! Romeo! He is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way and leapt this orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Nay, I shall conjure too. Romeo, humors, passion, madman, lover. Appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme and I am satisfied. Cry me but I me. Pronounce me but love and dove. Speak to my gossip Venus one fair word. He heareth not, he stirreth not, he moveth not. The ape is dead. I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead and scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh, and the domains that there adjacent lie, that thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
This 'twould not anger him. 'Twould anger him.
do raise a spirit of some strange nature in his mistress' circle, letting it there stand till she had laid it and conjured it down. That were some spite. My invocation was fair and honest, and in his mistress' name. I speak only but to raise up him.
Come, he hath hid himself among these trees to be consorted with the humorous night. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Oh, Romeo, oh that she were an open arse, and now a poppering pear. Good night, Romeo. I'll to my truckle bed. This field bed is far too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here. That means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off! It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing? What of that? Her eye discourses, I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eye in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me.
She speaks! Oh, speak again, bright angel!
O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn by love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes. Without that title, Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened in night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have yet not drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
By love's light wings did I overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. Therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou out this place?
By love that first it brought me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes.
Thou know'st the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek. For that which thou hast heard me speak tonight, fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment! Dost thou love? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swear'st, thou mayst prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say Jove laughed. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my havior light, but trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more coying to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst ere I was ware my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder moon I vow that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, which monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love...
Well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be, ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, as sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it to thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse! Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night! I am afeard, being in night, all this is but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage? Send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon, but if thou mean'st not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
By and by I come to cease thy strife and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul,
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light.
Romeo,
It is my soul that calls upon my name,
Romeo,
my sweet.
what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
By the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I will still stay to have thee still forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone. Good night. Good night.
Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
The gray-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. Now, ere the sun advance his burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry, I must upfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. Within the infant rind of this weak flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this being smelt with that part cheers each part, being tasted, slays all senses with the heart. Two such opposed kings encamp them still, in man as well as herbs, grace and rude will, and where the worser is predominant, full soon the canker death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, Father.
Benedicite! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore thy earliness doth me assure thou art aroused with some distemperature. Or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Wast thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father? No! I have forgot that name and that name's woe.
That's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee ere thou ask it me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, where on a sudden one hath wounded me, which by me wounded, both are remedies within thy help and holy physic lies.
Be plain, good son. Rest homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet, as mine on hers, so hers is set on mine, and all combined, save what thou must combine, by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis! What a change is here! Is Rosaline, that thou didst love, so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes.
Thou chidest me oft for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And badst me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another one out to have.
I pray thee chide me not. Her I love now, doth grace for grace, and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well. Thy love did read by rote, that could not spell. But, come, young waver, come, go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household rancor to pure love.
Come, let us hence, I stand on some pace.
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's. I spoke with his man.
Why, that same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosaline, torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman to old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master how he dares, being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead, stabbed with the white wench's black eye, run through the ear with a love song, the very pit of his heart, cleft with the blind bow boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than a prince of cats. Oh, he's the courageous Capitan of compliments. He fights as you sing prick song, keeps time, distance, and proportion. He rests his minim, 1, 2, and the third in your bosom, the very butcher of a silk button. A duelist, a gentleman, of the very first house, of the very first and second cause. Ah, the immortal passado, the punto reverso, the height.
The what?
The pox of such antic lisping affecting phantasms, these new tuners of accent. Why is not this lamentable thing, grandsire, that we should be thus afflicted by these strange flies, these fashion mongers, these pardon me's, who stand so much on the new form they cannot sit at ease on the old bench?
Oh, here comes Romeo! Here comes Romeo!
Without his roe, like a dried herring. Oh, flesh, how art thou fishified? Signor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation for your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, Mercutio, my business was great, And in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say, such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the helm.
Meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Right.
Why then is my pump well flowered?
Hey, come between us, good Benvolio, my wits faints.
Switch and spurs. Switch and spurs are all cry a match.
Nay, if our wits run the wild goose chase, I am done. For thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I am sure I have in my whole 5. Was I with you there for the goose?
Thou wast never with me for anything when thou wast not there for the goose.
I will bite thee in the ear for that jest.
Nay, good goose, but not.
Is that this better now than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable. Now art thou Romeo. Now art thou what thou art, by art as well as by nature. For this driveling love was like a great natural, running, lollying up and down to hide his bob in a hole.
Okay, stop there.
Stop there.
Here's goodly gear, a sail, a sail.
Two, a shirt and a smock.
Peter,
Anon?
my fan, Peter.
Good Peter to hide her face, for her fan's the fairer face.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good e'en, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good e'en?
'Tis no less, I tell you, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
Out upon you! What a man are you?
One gentlewoman that God hath made himself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said, for himself to mar, quotha. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will invite him to some supper.
Abide! 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 So, Romeo, will you to your father's? We will dinner thither.
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell, lady, lady, lady!
I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman nurse that loves to hear himself talk and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
And to speak anything against me, I'll take him down. And to were lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks. And if I cannot, I'll find those that shall. Scurvy knave, I am none of his flirt gills, I am none of his skeins, mates, and thou must stand by too, and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure.
I saw no man use you at his pleasure.
Now afore God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers, scurvy knave. Pray you, sir, a word. And as I told you, my young lady bid me inquire you out. What you bid me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell ye, if ye should lead her in a fool's paradise, as they say, truly it were a gross kind of behavior, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young. And therefore, if you should deal double with her, truly it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I protest unto thee.
Good heart and faith, I will tell her as much. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her, nurse? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which as I take it is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon, and there she shall at Friar Laurence cell be shrived and married. Here's for thy pains.
No, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there.
And stay thou, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. Within this hour my man shall be with thee, and bring thee cords made like a tackled stair, which to the high-top gallant of my joy must be my convoy in the secret night. Farewell, be trusty, and I'll quit thy pains. Farewell, commend me to thy mistress.
Now God in heaven bless thee. Peter,
Anon?
before and apace.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him? That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's herald should be thoughts, which 10 times faster glides through the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Therefore do nimble-pinioned doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind-swift Cupid wings.
Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 I 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be in swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many vain as if they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes! Oh honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Send thy man away.
Peter, stay at the gate.
Now good, sweet nurse. Oh Lord, why lookest thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
I am a-weary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunt have I had.
I wouldst thou hast my bones, and I thy news. Now come, I pray thee, nurse, speak. Good, good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste. Can you not stay a while? Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath, when thou hast breath, to say to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is good or bad?
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his legs excels all men's. And for a hand, and a foot, and a body, though they be not to be talked on, yet they are past compare. He is not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What have you dined at home?
No, but all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. My back! Oh, at other side. Oh, my back. But sure your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jaunting up and down.
Faith, I am sorry that thou art so well. Sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and a kind, and a handsome, and I'll warrant a virtuous. Where is your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady dear, are you so hot? Marry, come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Here's such a coil. Come, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Laurence cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. Hie you to church, I must another way, to fetch a ladder by the which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, I'll to dinner, hie you to the cell.
Hie to high fortune, honest nurse, farewell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, but come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy 1 short minute gives me in her sight.
These violent delights have violent ends. Therefore, love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else in his thanks too much.
Juliet.
Come go with me, and we will make short work. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone, till Holy Church incorporate 2 in 1.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Come, come, thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
And what two?
Nay, and there were two such. We shall have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Why, thou wilt quarrel with a man that the hair more, or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason than thou hast hazel eyes. What eye but such an eye would spy out such a quarrel? Why, thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the streets because he had wakened thy dog that lain asleep in the sun, yet thou wilt tutor me for quarreling.
And I were so apt to quarrel as thou art, any man should buy the fee simple of my life, for an hour and a quarter.
The fee simple? Oh, simple.
By my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good den, a word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo.
Consort! What dost thou make us? Minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us. Look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Come, consort.
Oh, we talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place, or reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure eye.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if you wear your livery.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better turn than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none, therefore farewell, I see thou knowst me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me, therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, come, dishonorable, vile submission, alla staccata carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have
Good
with me?
king of cats, not but one of your 9 lives, which I mean to make bold withal, and as you use me, hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8.
I am for you.
No. Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up!
Come, sir, your passado.
Drop Benvolio, beat down their weapons! Gentlemen, for shame forbear this outrage! The prince expressly has forbidden banding in Verona streets! Hold, Tybalt! Good Mercutio!
I'm hurt. A plague of both your houses. I'm sped. Is he gone and hath nothing?
What, art thou hurt?
A scratch, Mary, 'tis enough.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
'Tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I'm peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague of both your houses. What? A dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain that fights by the book of arithmetic. devil came you between us. I was hurt under your arm. I thought all for the best. Help me into some house, good Benvolio. I shall faint. Plague of both your houses. They've made worms meat of me! I have it, and soundly too. Your houses!
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander, Tybalt that an hour hath been my cousin. Oh, dear Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel.
Oh, Romeo! Romeo! Brave Mercutio's dead.
This but begins the woe others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again. That life thou gavest me, the Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads. Stand for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I, or both must go with him.
Thou wretched boy who didst consort him hither, shall with him hence!
Romeo, away! Begone! Stand not amazed, the prince will doom thee death. If thou art taken hence, begone, away!
Oh, I am fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
O noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man slain by young Romeo that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Tybalt? My cousin? Oh, my brother's child, oh prince, oh cousin, husband, oh, the blood is spilled of my dear kinsman. Princess, thou art you, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague. Oh, cousin!
Benvolio, who began this fray?
Tybalt here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo, that spoke him fair and urged withal your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, calm look, knees humbly bowed. Could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt's death to peace, but that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast, who all as hot turns deadly point to point. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold friends, friends part, and twixt them rushes underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio, and then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to which they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them, was stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell, did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false, he speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and all those 20 could but kill one life. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt, Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him, he slew Mercutio, who now the price of his dear blood doth owe.
Romeo, prince, he was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately do we exile him hence. I have an interest in your heart's proceeding. My blood for your rude brawl doth lie a-bleeding. But I'll immerse you with so strong a fine that you shall all repent the loss of mine. It will be deaf to pleading and excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste. Else when he is found, that hour is his last. Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds. towards Phoebus' lodging, such a wagoner as Phaeton would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaway's eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites, and by their own beauties, or if love be blind, that best agrees with night. Come, civil night, hood my unmanned blood baiting in my cheeks with thy black mantle, till strange love grow bold. Come night, come Romeo, come thou day in night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow upon a raven's back. Come gentle night, come loving, black-browed night, give me my Romeo, and when I die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. I have bought the fashion of a love, but not possessed it, and though I am sold, not yet enjoyed, so tedious is this day, as is the night before some festival to an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. Here comes my nurse. Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there? The cords that Romeo bid thee fetch.
Aye, the cords.
Ay me, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Oh, well a day, he's dead. We are undone, lady, we are undone. Alack the day, he's gone, he's killed, he's dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo, whoever would have thought it, Romeo.
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? If he be slain, say aye, if not, no. Brief sounds determine of my weal or woe.
I saw the wound, I saw it with mine eyes. A piteous corpse, a bloody piteous corpse. Pale as ashes, all bedaubed in blood, all in gore blood. I swooned at the sight.
Oh, break my heart, poor bankrupt, break at once.
Romeo, come forth. Come forth, thou fearful man.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance at my hand that I yet know not?
Too familiar is my dear son with such sour company. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from her lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Ha! Banishment! Be merciful, say death, for exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Oh, Tybalt's the best friend I had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I should live to see thee dead.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered, and is Tybalt dead? My dearest cousin, and my dearer lord.
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Here from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself, and banished is banished from the world.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did, alas the day it did.
Oh, deadly sin, oh, rude unthankfulness. Thy fault our law calls death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law, and turned that black word death to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
Oh, serpent heart, hid with a flowering face, did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, oh nature, what hast thou to do in hell when thou didst bower the spirit of a fiend in mortal paradise of such sweet flesh?
'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here, where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing lives here in heaven and may look on her, but Romeo may not. He is banished. Hadst thou no poison mixed, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banished to kill me, banished?
There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all naught, all dissemblers. Shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame,
Upon his brow shame is a shame to sit. Oh, what a beast was I to chide him.
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Ah, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin?
Then, fond madman, hear me speak.
Oh, thou wilt speak again of banishment.
That villain cousin would have killed my husband. My husband lives that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt dead that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort, wherefore weep I then?
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word. Adversity's sweet milk, philosophy to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Some words there was worser than Tybalt's death. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished.
Yet banished.
That banished, that one word banished, had slain 10,000 Tybalts.
Hang up philosophy, unless philosophy can make a Juliet, displant a town, reverse a prince's zoom. It helps not, it prevails not. Talk no more.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they, when wise men have no eyes?
Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there. Romeo is banished. To speak such a word is father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure, bound. In that word's death, no words can that woe sound.
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as Juliet, my love, an hour but married, Tybalt murdered, doting like me, and like me banished, then mightst thou speak, then mightst thou tear thy hair as I do now, and fall upon the ground, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Take up those cords, poor ropes, you are beguiled, both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. He made you for a highway to my bed, but I, a maid, die maiden widowed.
Oh, tell me, friar, tell me, in what vile part of the anatomy doth my name lie?
Come, courts, come, nurse, I'll to my wedding bed, and death not Romeo, take my maidenhead.
Oh, tell me, so that I may sack the hateful mansion.
No!
Hold thy desperate hand! Art thou a man? Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Thou hast amazed me. By my holy order, I thought thy disposition better tempered. What? Rouse thee, man! Thy Juliet is alive. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. The law that threatened death became thy friend and turned it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings light upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in her best array, but like a misshapen and sullen wench, thou frownest upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go, get thee to thy love as was decreed. Ascend her chamber hence and comfort her.
Hie to your chamber, I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I wot well where he is. Hark ye, your Romeo will be here at night. All to him, he is hid at Laurence's cell.
Oh, find him, bring this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell.
But look, thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live, till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of thy prince, and call thee back with 20,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation.
But that a joy past joy calls out on me. It were a grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look here, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late. She'll not come down tonight, I promise you, but for your company I would have been abed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no times to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she is mewed up to her heaviness.
Sir Paris, I'll make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respect by me, nay more I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed, acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and bid her mark you me on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday? Well, Wednesday's too soon. A Thursday let it be. A Thursday tell her she shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste? We will have no great ado, a friend or two. For hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, it may be thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman, if we revel much. Therefore we will have some half a dozen friends, and there an end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone. A Thursday be it then. Go you to Juliet ere you go to bed, prepare her wife against this wedding day. Farewell, my lord. Light to my chamber, afore me 'tis so late that we may call it early by and by. Good night. Come, guys, go.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale, and not the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yonder light is not daylight. I know it I. It is some meteor that the sun exhales, to be to thee on this night a torch-bearer, and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore, stay yet. Thou needst not to be gone.
Let me be ta'en. Let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is my soul? Let's talk. It is not day.
It is. It is. I hence be gone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Oh, now be gone, more light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam,
Nurse,
your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary, look about.
then window let day in, and let life out.
Farewell, farewell. One kiss and I'll descend.
Art thou gone so? Love, Lord, my husband, friend, I must hear from thee every day in the hour, for in a minute there are many days.
Farewell. I will omit no opportunity to convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Oh, thinkst thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, and all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our time to come. Adieu. Adieu.
O fortune, fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Ho, daughter, are you up?
Who is that calls? Is it my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? Well, unaccustomed cause procures her hither.
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death. What wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling lost.
So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for.
Feeling so the loss, I cannot choose but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, thou weeps not so much for his death as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain Romeo.
Villain, and he be many miles asunder. God pardon, I do with all my heart, and yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor lives.
Aye, madam, from the reach of these my hands would none but I might venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it. Fear thou not, then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua where the same banished runagate doth live, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt's company. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him. Dead is my poor heart so for a kinsman vexed. Madam, if you could find out but a man to bear the poison, I would temper it, that Romeo should, upon receipt thereof, soon sleep in quiet.
Find thou the means, and I'll find such a man. But now, I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such needy times. What are they, beseech your ladyship?
Well, well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who to put thee from thy heaviness hath sorted out a sudden day of joy, that thou expects not, nor I looked not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is this?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, the gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the County Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church, and Peter too, he will not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must be wed ere he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray you, tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet, and when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself and see how he will take it at your hands.
When the sun sets, the earth doth drizzle dew, but for the sunset of my brother's son, it rains downright. How now, a conduit girl? What still in tears, evermore showering in one little body? Thou counterfeits a bark, a sea, a wind, for still thy eyes, which I may call the sea, do ebb and flow with tears. How now, wife, have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft, take me with you. Take me with you, wife. How will she none? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed? Unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom.
Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How now, chopped logic? What is this? Proud, and I thank you, and I thank you not? Thank me no thankings, nor proud me no prouds, but fettle your fine joints against Thursday next, to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee unhurdled thither. Out, you green sickness, carry on. Out, you baggage, you tattle face.
Fie, what are you, mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees, hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch. I tell thee what, get thee to church Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch, wife. We scarce thought us blessed, that God had lent us but this only child. But now I see this one is one too much, and that we have a curse in having her out on her yielding.
God in heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my lady wisdom, hold your tongue? Good prudence, matter with the gossip, go!
You are too hot!
God's bread, it makes me mad! Day, night, hour, ride, dine, work, play, alone, in company. Still my care hath been to have her matched. And having now provided a gentleman of noble parentage, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned as one's thought would wish a man, and then to have a wretched puling fool to answer, how not but I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you pardon me. But, and you will not wed, I will pardon you. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it, think on't, I do not use to jest. Thursday's near, lay hand on heart, advise, and you be mine, I will give you to my friend. And you be not, hang, beg, starve, die in the street. For by my soul, I'll ne'er acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, bethink you, I will not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet, my mother cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh, God. Oh, nurse, how shall this be prevented? Alack, that heaven should practice stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself. What say'st thou? Hast thou not a word of joy, some comfort, nurse?
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world to nothing, that he dares ne'er come back to challenge you, or if he do, it needs must be by stealth. And since the case so stands it now it doth, I think it best you married with the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dishclout to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris hath. But shrew my very heart, I think you are happy in this second match. For it excels your first, or your first is dead, or 'twere as good he were, as living here and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
And from my soul too, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father, to Laurence's cell, to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry, I will, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation, almost wicked fiend, go, counselor, thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I'll to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir. Thursday. The time is very short.
My father, Capulet, will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind? Uneven is this course. I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love, for Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which too much minded by herself alone may be put from her by society. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
Oh, I would I knew not why it should be slowed. But look, sir, here comes the lady towards my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That may be, must be, love, on Thursday next.
What must be, shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer to that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will ye. I am sure that you love me.
If I do so, it is of more price being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Oh, poor soul. Thy face is much abused with tears.
The tears have got small victory by that, for it was bad enough before their spite.
Thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
It may be so, for it is not mine own. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse ye. Until then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Oh, shut the door.
I already know thy grief. It streams me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county?
Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. God joined my heart and Romeo, thou our hands, and ere this hand by thee to Romeo sealed shall be the label to another deed. Or my true heart, with treacherous revolt, turn to another, this shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experienced time, give me some present counsel. Be not so long to speak, I long to die. If what thou speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope. If rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then is it likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away this shame. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of any tower, or walk in thievish ways, or bid me lurk where serpents are. Chain me with roaring bears, or hide me nightly in a charnel house, or recovered quite with dead men's rattling bones. And I will do it without fear or doubt to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold then. Go home, be merry, give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou liest alone. Take thou this vial, being then in bed, and this distilling liquor drink thou off. When presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no pulse, no breath, no warmth shall testify thou livest. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake, as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. And, as the manner of our country is, thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, and hither shall he come, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua.
Oh, give me, tell not me of fear.
Be strong and prosperous.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father.
So many guests invite as here are writ. Sirrah, go hire me 20 cunning cooks.
You shall have none, ill sir, for I will try if they can lick their fingers.
How canst thou try them so?
Marry, sir, 'tis an ill cook that cannot lick his own fingers. Therefore, he that cannot lick his own fingers goes not with me.
Go be gone. We shall be much unfurnished for this time. What? Is my daughter gone to Friar Laurence?
Aye, forsooth.
Well, he may chance to do some good on her. A peevish, self-willed harlotry it is.
See where she comes from shrift, with merry look.
Now my head strong. Where have you been gadding?
Where I have learnt me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behests, and am enjoined by Holy Laurence to fall prostrate here and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforth I am ever ruled by you.
Why, I'm glad on't. This is well, stand up. This is as should be. Let me see the county. I will have this knot knit up tomorrow morning.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There's time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
We shall be short in our provision. 'Tis now near night.
Tush, I will stir about, and all things shall be well. I warrant thee, wife. Go you to Juliet, help to deck up her. I will not to bed tonight.
And I'll play the housewife for this once. What ho? They're all forth. Well, I will walk myself to County Paris to prepare him up against tomorrow. My heart is wondrous light, since the same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
Aye, those attires are best. But gentle nurse, I pray thee leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which well thou knowst is cross and full of sin.
What are you busy, ho? Need you my help?
No, madam. We have called such necessaries as are behoovable for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me now be left alone, and let the nurse this night sit up with you, for I'm sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint, cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of fire. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene. I needs must act alone. Come, vile. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No, no, this shall forbid it. Lie thou there. What if it be a poison that the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead, lest in this marriage he should be dishonored, because he married me before to Romeo? I fear it is. And yet methinks it should not, for he hath still been tried a holy man. How, if when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before the time that Romeo comes to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? For if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terrors of the place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle, where for these many 100 years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours of the night, spirits resort. Oh, if I do wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefather's joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage, with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club touch out my desperate brains? Methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, 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 here's drink. I drink to thee.
Hold. Take these keys and fetch more spices. Nurse?
They call for dates and quinces in the pastry.
Come, stir, stir, stir. The curfew bell has rung. The second cock hath crowed. 'Tis 3 o'clock.
Go, you cot queen, go. Get you to bed. Faith, you'll be sick tomorrow for this night's watching.
No, what, not a whit. I have kept watch all night ere now, for less cause, and ne'er been sick.
Aye, you have been a
The county will be here with music straight, for so he said he would. I hear him near. Go, waken Juliet, go and trim her up. I'll chat with Paris. Hi, make haste, the bridegroom, he has come already.
Mistress, what mistress? Juliet! Fast I warned her she. Why, lamb, why, lady? Fie, you slug a bed. What, not a word? You take your pennyworths now, sleep for a week. For I warrant the county Paris hath set up his rest that youth shall rest but little. God forgive me, Mary, and amen. How sound is she asleep? I must needs wake her. Madam, what? Dressed and in your clothes and down again? I must needs wake you. Lady. Alas, help, my lady's dead. Oh, well a day that ever I was born. Some aquavitae, oh, my lord, my lady.
What noise is here?
Oh, lamentable day.
What is the matter?
Look, oh, heavy day.
Oh me. My child, my only life. Revive, look up, or I will die with thee. Help, call help.
For shame, bring Juliet forth. Her lord is come.
She's dead, deceased, she's dead, alack the day.
Alack the day, she's dead.
Let me see her.
Oh, lamentable day.
Come! Is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. O son, the night before thy wedding day hath death lain with thy wife. There she lies. Death is my son-in-law, death is my heir.
Have I thought long to see this morning's face? And doth it give me such a sight as this?
But one poor and loving child, but one thing to rejoice and solace in, and cruel death hath catched it from my sight.
Oh, woeful day.
Peace! Oh, for shame! Confusions! Heaven and yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all, and all the better is it for the maid. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. Dry up your tears, and stick your rosemary on this fair corpse, and, as the custom is, all in her best array bear her to church. Sir, go you in, and, madam, go with him. And go, Sir Paris. Everyone, prepare to follow this fair corpse unto her grave. The heavens do lower upon you for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high will.
Faith, we may put up our pipes and be gone.
Honest good fellows, put up, for well you know this is a pitiful case.
Come, we'll in here. Tarry for the mourners, and stay dinner.
If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think, and breathed such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. News from Verona, how now, Balthazar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How doth my lady Juliet, that I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument. Her mortal part with angels live. I saw her lay low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you. Oh, pardon me for bringing this ill news, since you
did leave it from my office, sir.
Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars. Thou knowest my lodging. Bring me ink and paper and hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. You look so pale and wild and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter, get thee gone and hire those horses. I will be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and if a man did need a poison now, there lives a caitiff wretch that would sell it him.
Holy Princess and Friar, brother, ho!
The same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo?
Going to find a barefoot brother out. One of our order to associate me here in this city, visiting the sick, and finding him. The searchers of the town, suspecting that we were both in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Who bore my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune! By my brotherhood, the letter was not nice, but full of charge, of dear import, and the neglecting it may do much danger.
Give me thy torch, boy. Hence, and stand aloft. Yet put it out, for I would not be seen. As signal that thou hearest something approach, whistle then to me. Do as I bid thee. Go.
I am almost afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew, which with sweet water nightly I will dew. The obsequies that I for thee will keep, nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. The boy gives warning, something doth approach. Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must, indeed. Therefore came I hither. Good, gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone! By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against myself. Stay not. Be gone, live, and hereafter say a madman's mercy bid thee run away.
Do defy thy commiseration, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Have at thee, boy.
Ah!
Oh Lord, they fight! I will go call the watch.
Ah! Oh, I am slain. If thou be merciful, bury me here. Lie me with Juliet.
In faith, I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble County Paris. What said my man when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he said Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so, or did I dream it so? I will bury thee in a triumphant grave. A grave, oh no, a lantern slaughtered youth. For here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. Death, lie thou there by a dead man interred. How oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been married? My love, oh, my wife. Death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks. And death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Forgive me, cousin. Ah, Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorrent monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
Who's there? Romeo. Oh, pale! Who else? What? Paris, too? And steeped in blood. Oh, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance.
Oh, fortunate friar, where's my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where's my Romeo?
A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee amongst the sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go get thee hence, for I will not away. Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. No churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Happily some poison yet doth hang there to make me die with a restorative. Thy lips are warm.
Lead, boy, which way?
That is the place.
Yea, noise. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. This is thy sheath.
adventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest.
What should it be that they should speak abroad?
All the people in the streets all run with open outcry toward our monuments.
Oh, heaven! Oh, wife! Look how our daughter bleeds.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up, to see thy son and heir now early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against my age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Oh, thou untaught, what manners is in this? To press before thy father to a grave.
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while till we can clear these ambiguities. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You would have married her perforce to County Paris, and come she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some means to rid her of this second marriage. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo, but he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone went I to take her from her kindred's vault, but when I came, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She waits, and I entreated her come forth, but a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but, as it seems, did violence on herself.
Where's Romeo's man? What can he say to this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and in post he came from Mantua. This letter herely bid me give his father.
Give me the letter. I will look on it. Sirrah, what made your master in this place?
He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave. Anon came one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's words. Where be these enemies? Capulet? Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that whiles Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at that rate be set than that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo by his lady lie. Poor sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head, for never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.